Good afternoon to you all, lovely real entrepreneurs. I really hope that you can see me and hear me okay. Happy Friday to you. Greetings from Sharm el Sheikh. Where in the world are you? Hopefully this streaming service is working okay. I am hotspotting off of a local SIM. The Wi-Fi is not very good here, so hopefully you can hear me and see me, and hopefully you have had a great week. Looking forward to catching up with a number of you next week. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. Do tell me where in the world you are. I am talking to you live from Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt, where we've had a great week of diving. Hi Tash, hi Isabel. Also Ben there, I think I saw popping up there. Hello to you. Hello, greetings. Happy Friday to you. A few more people coming in now. How are you doing? And where in the world are you joining from? Hope you are doing really well. Do say hello, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave, so that I know that you are there. Happy Friday to you. How is your family? How's your business? How's your team? Do give me a wave. Thank you for joining. Right, so how are we doing? I understand you've been having some glorious weather back in the UK. About time too, right? Because I know it's been really cold and miserable. So hopefully all that sunshine that I sent your way is doing the trick. First week of June, can you believe it? We're nearly halfway through. Hasn't this year been galloping by? What have you been working on this week? Has it been a good one? All good here. I've had a really great week, mostly diving, but a bit of work as well. I've been juggling, and I know that doesn't suit everybody to juggle, but I really love having the flexibility to do just that and to work from wherever I am in the world, assuming that the internet works okay. So hopefully you can see me and you can hear me. Thank you to everybody that's been referring friends or colleagues to me. I've had a few more referrals this week, so thank you so much. Referrals for one-to-one coaching, also some for working with their team, and even a couple of people to be interviewed for my second book. So I'll be getting back onto all of those referrals next week when we get back to Dubai. So thank you so much. Lots of new joiners to this community. Welcome to you all if you are watching live, or maybe you're watching this on replay. Welcome to each and every one of you. I'm really passionate about serving you and giving you lots of great value, not just in these weekly lives from wherever I am in the world, but also in our Ask Me Anything slots that are 3 p.m. UK every Monday. I really want you to know that you are not alone. So please feel free to post your questions or challenges into this group and let us try and help you. So how are you doing? How are you doing this week? I hope that you and your business are thriving. But do you know what? If you're not, we all have our ups and downs. That's absolutely okay. Please do let me know what support you need. You are not alone. I can see that several of you have booked in a clarity call for next week, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you then. So enough chit chat, enough preamble, let's get going. Welcome to my weekly live at 12 noon UK time every Friday, where we talk about how you can simplify, grow and enjoy your business. Whether you're just starting out or several years in, whether you want to build a nice lifestyle business or chase world domination, I'm here to support you on your journey. Last week we were looking at how to clear your head. We talked about open loops and how to close them. Plus we also looked at my focus formula and how to adapt it to your needs. If you didn't get a chance to join me live last week, you can find the recording in this group. All of these lives every week are organised into guides. We have Simplify, we have Grow, and we have Enjoy Your Business. As you know, I tend to take my cues from you in terms of what would be helpful for me to cover during these lives. Sometimes maybe I read something or reflect on a past experience and take the learnings from that to share with you. Often I share things from my book and what I'm working with my clients on, but most often these lives come from conversations, questions and requests that I get from this community. So do let me know, where are you stuck? What questions do you have about building your business, and and what challenges are you facing? Today's live has been inspired by a coaching session that I had this week, actually, between dives. Today's live is all about perspective. So question for you, do you struggle with perspective? Maybe sometimes you feel like you're too close to what you're doing, or maybe that different parts of your life are maybe fighting with each other. Maybe you even feel emotionally torn. Many business owners find it a real struggle to balance work and family life, and never more so than in the last year, right? It can be a real challenge to get perspective on the decisions and choices that we face as we build our businesses, as we grow our businesses. So how do you keep a healthy perspective on life? When you're on that roller coaster ride of running a business and managing a busy life, how do you find a balance that really works for you? As always, today's live is designed to give you some things to think about, but also some action that you can take today. Sound good? Hopefully so. Let's get started then, shall we? So what do we mean by perspective when I use that word? What does that mean? I'm going to give you some perspective on perspective. I'm also going to share with you my top 10 tips for keeping perspective. So the dictionary definition of perspective is a particular attitude towards and way of regarding something. So it's a point of view, and that's really important to remember, that it is a point of view. Like so many things in life, each and every one of us has a different perspective on, well, just about everything, right? My very good friend Andy always tells me that I'm very black and white. I like to kind of cut through the crap, get to the heart of an issue, and I tend to see things in a very structured way. That's what I do in my coaching. That's who I am. That's the value that I add, is I can see things in a very kind of clear and structured way. Whereas he prefers to see what we both call the shades of grey, the nuances. His perspective on many things is very different than mine, and that makes for some very interesting conversations, the best kind of conversations. Perspective is really important in business, because looking at a problem, a challenge or an opportunity from different angles actually helps us make better decisions. And one of the issues with being a business owner, especially when we're a single founder in our businesses, is that we can get lost, or there's a risk of getting lost in that sort of echo chamber of our own thoughts and our own perspective, our own point of view, and it can be a really lonely road, which is one of the reasons why this community exists and why I do these lives every week. If the last year has taught us anything, it's that a healthy life balance is something that we can all strive for and we can all improve, even if we think we've got it pretty nailed. Managing our emotions is difficult, especially when we're dealing with difficult news, putting in boundaries between our work and our home life, and also finding ways to deal with the inevitable stress and anxiety that comes with that roller coaster road of building a business. So it's all about finding a balance that works for you, and I often talk about building a business that works for you, and everything really that I talk about, ultimately you have to find your way of doing things. So finding what's going to work for you does take time and effort for sure, but the impact not just on your happiness but also your well-being, but also on your productivity and your business success ultimately can be really significant. So it's worth taking the time to find that balance that works for you. When we feel balanced, we're able to get a good perspective on what we want and also on what's getting in the way. We can focus our attention and energy on taking productive actions and moving forward towards our goals. So the question is really, how do we keep that perspective when we're on the roller coaster ride that comes with running a business and managing a busy life, right? So there are things that we can do to gain control and perspective by changing what isn't working. And as we start to feel more balanced, we're able to tackle the more challenging aspects of our lives that need addressing. The key is really to start small. Don't try and change everything in one go. So we need to start small with those things that aren't working. And as I say, then we can move on to the more challenging aspects. But it's got to be a step-by-step process. So here are my top 10 tips on how to keep perspective. Number 1, health comes first, always. We all know the importance of our health, but often we don't really take it seriously until we have to. Self-care is not selfish. You've got to put yourself at the top of your to-do list. Number 2, disconnect. It can be hard to put down the technology, but the world really won't end if you take a few hours or even the whole weekend off to focus on another part of your life. So disconnect from that technology. Number 3, say no. It's just not possible to get perspective when you're running, juggling and firefighting. It just isn't. Less is more. Saying no to everything that is not essential or valuable in your life is the only way to start creating that balance that you need. Number 4, cut down on negativity. Surround yourself with people who support you and who lift you up, who make you feel great. Minimize contact with anybody who doesn't make a positive contribution to your life. And I know that some people are, that can be more of a challenge with some people than others, but being aware of where that negativity is coming from and reducing the impact on you is a really good way of helping yourself get some balance. Number 5, get some alone time. It is really hard when you're busy, but it is essential for reducing your stress and getting some perspective. Do something creative maybe. Write, stare out of the window, enjoy allowing your mind to wander where it wants to. Just give yourself a little bit of a break. Number 6, treat yourself. We all enjoy a special meal or a bit of pampering. Celebrate achievements or simply reward yourself for being you, for sticking to your plan, for being consistent, for showing up every day. Just treat yourself. Number 7, prioritize spending quality time with the people that you love. Building strong connections helps us feel grounded and gives us perspective on life. So prioritize spending that good time with the people that make you feel great. Number 8, get outside, change up the routine, explore your surroundings. Connecting with your local area will make you see things differently. Often when we're feeling stuck, just changing our environment, getting outside, walking around the block, going into nature can really help us just switch that perspective and get a new angle on our challenges. Number 9, focus on what you want. Most people dismiss their dreams as unachievable, and that is so sad. So when you do that, then you don't give them the focus that they deserve. So don't give up on your dreams. Decide in detail what it is that you desire and watch the magic happen. As I've said many times, but it's worth repeating, people get really stuck on all the reasons why something isn't possible before they've actually got really clear about what it is that they want. So just for a moment, put aside all the reasons why you think something might not work, all the reasons why other people will get in the way, or all the reasons why you think it's not going to work, and instead focus on what is it that you actually want. What is it in detail that you are seeking to achieve? The more detailed you can get, the more possible it is for all that magic to happen, and your brain does a lot of its work in your subconscious. So focus on what you want. And number 10, have fun, enjoy the ride, don't take life too seriously. There's nothing better than a proper out of control, belly aching laughter. So find the funny in your life. So they are my thoughts on how to keep perspective. What do you think about them? Which one resonates more with you? Do you have any top tips on how to get perspective and how to keep perspective? Let me know your questions or comments. Which of my top tips are resonating most with you? Do let me know. What's your next step in life and in business? What do you need to make you feel more confident? Book in a clarity call with me and let's get you moving past whatever is blocking your progress and onto the next challenge. You can find the link in the pinned post at the top of this group. Before I close up for today, I want to give you some next steps, some really concrete things that I suggest you do as a result of this live today. So number one, take some time to think about the situations where you're not sure that you are thinking straight, not sure that you've really got the necessary perspective, to be honest. A decision maybe that you're finding particularly challenging, or negative thoughts, a bit of a narrative spiraling round in your head. Next, review my top 10 tips that I just shared with you. This will help you with this. Don't forget also, so have a look at which one is resonating with you, but also as a kind of a bonus, don't forget that instead of getting stuck on how, ask who. Who could you ask? Who could you talk about it with? Who might have a suggestion? Who might know somebody that could help? Whenever you get stuck, don't get stuck on how, move on to who. Great tip. And thirdly, you know what's coming, take some action. How could you get some more perspective? How could you look at something from a different angle? Could you change up your environment? Could you speak to somebody? How could you get out of that echo chamber of your head? Please let me know how you get on with this, and let me know if you'd like any support or you want to talk through any of this with me. I'm going to close today's live with 2 quotes about perspective. The first one is from the American author Andy Andrews. Keep your head and your heart clear. Perspective can just as easily be lost as it can be found. And I agree, it's almost like flow in that sense. You've got perspective and then you don't. So this is why balance is so important. And those top 10 tips, it's not like we do it once, we get perspective and we're done. It's an ebb and flow, like flow is. And so make sure that you're doing those things to look after yourself, and make sure you're keeping that healthy perspective on what you're doing. And if you feel yourself getting a bit fuzzy or feeling a bit irrational, to be honest, we all have moments like that, just take a bit of a step back. My second quote is from Stephen Furtick, who is an American evangelical pastor. I love this quote. Your perspective will either become your prison or your passport. So what's your perspective and where is it taking you? Decide what's really important to you and to your business, and stick to it consistently. Building a business is tough. It can be a really long, hard road. Make sure that you are building something that is really meaningful to you, that will sustain you through the tough times. Be intentional and say no to things that don't serve you and the goal that you want to achieve. And as I pass back over to you, as I do every week, that is really what I want you to take away from today's live. What is the outcome that you seek? What is the result? What is the goal? Put your energy into getting really clear about that, but allow yourself to do things your way. Yes, by all means, learn from me, from other people, but then you need to synthesize all of that learning, bring it inside of you, and then what comes out must be congruent with you. It must work for you. If you want to build a huge multinational organisation, then go for it. Fantastic. If you just want to do your thing, then that's okay too. It really is. Focus on listening to yourself and ask yourself, what do you need to really spend more time in your flow? Ask yourself, what would a business that works for me really look like? What would that look like? Let me know your thoughts and questions on this or any other topic relating to how to simplify, grow and enjoy your business. What area of business would you like me to speak about next? And also, who do you know who could benefit from joining this community or having a conversation with me? If you haven't claimed your free copy of my first book, The Real Entrepreneur, go to therealentrepreneur.book.com. If you prefer an Audible or Kindle version, you can find those on Amazon. Do check out the leadership section in my book for more on perspective. Get the foundations right and you can build from there. I hope that you have a really lovely weekend, whatever you're doing and whoever you're doing it with. I wish you a happy and peaceful time. As always, if you want to talk, then you know where I am. Please remember to be where you are in the journey. You don't need to know it all, and you definitely don't have to do it all. I'm heading off to the airport shortly to catch our flight back to Cairo. I will look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, stay safe, and do keep in touch. Bye for now.